YouTube? So today is part 2 of the Toyota Tacoma K-swap series, and today we're going to be pretty much getting this motor swap taken out. I've never done one of these before, so I'm just going to basically go by what I can see. First, I guess I could start off with the air box, since that seems the easiest. Looks like a whole bunch of 10 millimeters. And then from here we'll start just going by like the exhaust manifold maybe, and heater hoses. We got the brake booster. There's a lot of stuff, just like any traditional swap, I guess you could say. Like I said, this is my first time, so it might take me a little longer than usual, but I'm gonna go over everything as best I can possible to try to show you guys how to take this out. Looks like it's just a couple sensors connected right here. Let's see. So there's 2 sensors for the intake. Probably have to take these off. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. This lets me clear out a lot of things. I actually get to see the engine and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna finish taking this off. So we'll get to more space. Now we can get easier access to our exhaust manifold as well. A lot of different things on here that I'm not sure what they are. But like I said, we're gonna go part by part, and we'll see how to exactly take this motor out together, because like I said, this is my first time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this air box out of the way, and then we'll start getting to just simple hoses, and we'll come back step by step and just show you guys what I've pretty much done through the whole video process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all knocked out real fast, and then we'll come back. Alright, so we got the air box out of the way. There was 3 more bolts that's inside of the filter, so the 12 millimeters right there. Other than that, we're pretty much gonna start taking off some hoses, like this hose right here going to this. I'm not sure what this is, like an EGR box maybe or something. So I'm gonna take this out as well. Looks like there's a 10 millimeter right here, 1 over here, and then 1 down there. So we'll get this all disconnected as well, and then we'll start going for the hoses that are actually attached to the engine. So we'll do brake booster next, this I think evap, and then I believe this is gas right here, or one of these are gas and return. I think this is the feed right here, and this is the return. Either way, we're going to be disconnecting those, and then we'll come back and see what else we're going to do. Alright, so we got our brake booster disconnected, both of our fuel lines are disconnected, and then we got our evap disconnected as well. So that's pretty simple. I went ahead, I had to disconnect the washer fluid to get to all 3 bolts, or at least to one of the bolts down here. So I guess the EGR system is pretty much taken off, and the hose from there. So next is pretty much, let's see, I'm probably gonna start attacking the clutch master cylinder back there, which I gotta kind of get under the truck, but it's 2 12 millimeters on those, and then there's a bracket holding it, so there might be another 12 behind there, or maybe 10. I'll let you know when I get back. And then I guess we'll start attacking the exhaust manifold shield, and pretty much trying to get the exhaust manifold off as well, and then we'll come back and start disconnecting probably the ECU harness from the fuse box, and also don't forget to disconnect your battery before working. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking that out, and then we'll get to the headers, and then we'll come back. Alright, so I got the two bolts. There was two 12mm holding the slave cylinder down, and then a 14 that was holding a bracket that actually goes through to the starter as well. So I got that all taken out. And then I got to the heat shield. I just wanted to kind of update you guys on that. So there's a bolt right here, there's a 12, and then there's two 12s at the bottom, and then there's a 12 in the center right here. So I'll be able to take that out probably when I get to the exhaust manifold as well. But first I got to get to the AC lines because they're kind of in the way. So I'm going to disconnect the compressor, which it looks like to be two 12s down there. I don't know if you can see those two 12s. I'm going to disconnect those so I can relieve the pressure, and then we're going to start disconnecting all these 10s right here. And then there's a ground right here, one of the grounds from the harness, so we'll disconnect that as well, and all these other little brackets, and then we should be able to get to the exhaust manifold, which looks to be like 12mm bolts on here. So we'll get to those, and then there's probably 12 or 14mm bolts to the downpipe right there, so we'll get to those as well. And disconnect this. Other than that, we're gonna get all that knocked out, and then we'll come back, see what we gotta do next. Alright, so we're back. We got the exhaust manifold taken apart. It was two 14s on the downpipe, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 bolts for the actual exhaust manifold with the EGR. Another like 3 bolts on that as well. Next thing we're probably gonna get is probably to this fan shroud. See if we can get this all taken apart. And probably start disconnecting some electrical stuff. So I'll probably have to go inside to the ECU and figure how to disconnect this harness right here. These are just real simple to pop off. You just lift up on them. Oh, this one's already broken. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna start getting to that. Fuse box pops open like that, and it looks like we're going to be disconnecting these 3 plugs right here. See if I can get them on camera. We also got a 12mm bolt right here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and then we'll start getting into the inside and the ECU. I'll show you guys. I probably have to disconnect the glove box, but yeah, we're gonna start getting all the electrical taken off, and probably get to disconnecting the starter as well. I'll show you guys, or I'll let you guys know exactly. It's probably like a 12 or 14mm bolt for the starter as well. So we'll disconnect that, and then we have some more clips right here we gotta take off, and then we'll come back and see what we gotta do next. Alright, so just wanted to show you guys what ECU wires you have to unplug. So you have 2 right here that's coming off, I think, the ECU itself, and then 2 right here, and then another one right here, and then there's just a clip that you gotta pop off right there. So let me show you guys the plugs. So this is all of the plugs that you'll be disconnecting right here. And it pretty much, in order to pop it out, this little plastic piece has to come off of this plastic piece that's actually into the frame or the firewall, and then you'll be able to pull it out. That's pretty much it as far as taking out the harness away from the ECU. I also took off the radiator. There's 4 bolts, 2 on each side, 1 right here and then 1 at the bottom, and same on the other side over here. I went ahead and disconnected the heater hoses as well. so I can get that out of the way. Those are just 2 clamps, pretty simple. Got the AC lines already taken out, so that's gonna be ready. And then next thing we pretty much have to do is disconnect the shifter, transmission, drive line, and then power steering lines and everything. But I think I'm gonna do a part B, because still a lot of more work to do, and this video is getting kind of long already. So the next video I'll pretty much be pulling out the transmission and then the engine, and start getting everything kind of cleaned up so we can start prepping for getting the K-Series in here. If you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think, and I'll probably see you guys on the next video.